New Jersey has been hosting luxury overnight stays since before your family arrived in this country. These are destinations where the valet judges your car, the concierge remembers your name, and the bill at checkout might make you wish you just stayed at the motor lodge off the Parkway. Today, we're breaking down the most expensive and luxurious hotels in New Jersey. Let's dive in. Let's start with Congress Hall in Cape May. And I'm not being dramatic when I say this place has been making people feel poor since 1816. That's not a typo. This hotel has been operating since James Madison was president, over 200 years in business. It's quite literally America's original seaside resort. They used to call it the Big House, and before that, locals nicknamed it Tommy's Folly because everyone thought the guy building it was insane for thinking anyone would pay money to vacation in South Jersey. 200 years later, Tommy's laughing at them from his grave. This place was known as the Summer White House. Presidents Franklin Pierce, James Buchanan, Ulysses S. Grant, and Benjamin Harrison all stayed here. That's 4 U.S. presidents treating Cape May like their personal beach getaway. The whole hotel burned down in the Great Fire of 1878, and they rebuilt it in brick within a single year, because apparently that's how serious people were about their beach vacations back then. Congress Hall has 106 guest rooms, including presidential suites named after the actual presidents who stayed there. Rates at this hotel vary widely depending on the season. But if you want to stay here on a weekend in July, expect to pay $400 to $500 for a standard room and easily over $1,000 for a higher tier room. The real flex is the amenities. The Blue Pig Tavern does farm-to-table dining from their own beach plum farm. There's a Prohibition-era lounge called the Brown Room with live music, and they run historical tours led by a character named Annie Knight, the woman who actually owned the hotel from 1904 to 1931. Congress Hall is a place where you can go to feel like you were part of early America's high society. And somehow, it's still one of the nicest places you can stay in Jersey. Asbury Ocean Club Hotel is what happens when someone decides Asbury Park deserves a Michelin key. And apparently the Michelin Guide agreed because this 54-room boutique hotel earned one in 2025. The building itself is a converted 1950s red brick structure, now standing 17 stories tall, with rooms featuring 11-foot ceilings, private balconies, and floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the Atlantic. Penthouse suites run over 1,000 square feet with wraparound terraces, 2 full bathrooms, and the kind of views that make you wonder why you ever settled for less. Peak season rates hit over $1,000 a night for upper floor rooms. Off-season, you can snag rooms closer to $300, which is still not cheap, but feels reasonable after hearing the penthouse numbers. There's a rooftop pool, a full-service spa, and the drawing room restaurant with ocean views. Valet parking runs $70 to $75 a day, and yes, they require a $400 damage deposit at check-in, which either means they've had problems or they just really don't trust you. Fair enough. Asbury Ocean Club is proof that the same town famous for the Stone Pony and Bruce Springsteen's early career now has a hotel that charges 4 figures a night and still makes it feel worth it. Now let's talk about Pendry Natar, and this one's going to sound made up, but stay with me. Pendry Natar sits on a 500-acre estate in Peapack, Gladstone, Somerset County. The main building is a 33,000 square foot Tudor-style mansion built in 1912 for an oil heiress named Kate Macy Ladd. That's already an absurd sentence, but here's where it gets better. From 1983 to 2003, this estate was owned by King Hassan II of Morocco. The actual King of Morocco owned property in Somerset County, New Jersey, casually like it was a vacation home. The hotel opened in October 2024 after more than 5 years of development, and you just simply aren't staying here for less than $1,000 per night. The property includes a 10-acre sustainable farm, the 90 acres restaurant and cooking school, and a 19,000 square foot spa. Activities include fly fishing, archery, horseback riding, bee tours, and e-biking through the estate. The 3-bedroom Pendry Suite is the largest accommodation, complete with an outdoor fireplace on the balcony. And if you really want to commit, there are 24 branded residences available for purchase, because some people just need to own their vacation. Pendry Natar is only an hour from New York City, which means Manhattan finance guys are definitely using this place to decompress and pretend they're country gentlemen for a weekend. Hotel LBI is Long Beach Island, finally getting a proper luxury option, and they went all in. This 102-room property in Ship Bottom features suites ranging from 600 to 1,200 square feet, most with full kitchens. The lavish bay suite has a dual fireplace, a chef's kitchen, a king canopy bed, and a double vanity setup that says, "I have arrived and I brought someone." The hotel has an indoor pool with a retractable roof, which is either genius or showing off, probably both. There's a rooftop bar called, appropriately, the Rooftop. 4 bars total: salt kitchen and bar, the rooftop, tide pool, and the living room. Hotel LBI is not messing around with your hydration options. They provide complimentary bicycles, beach gear, beach badges, and a seasonal shuttle to the beach. Family-friendly bunk suites can sleep up to 8, which sounds chaotic but also practical. You have to be 21 to check in and no pets allowed, so leave the dog with someone responsible. LBI finally has a hotel that matches the property values on the island. It only took them long enough. The Reeds at Shelter Haven in Stone Harbor has won Condé Nast Traveler's World's Best Hotel Award 3 consecutive years. That's not just some local award. That's the global hospitality industry saying, yeah, this one's special. This 58-room boutique resort sits on the waterfront overlooking the bay, steps from the ocean. Rooms feature fret linens, the same brand you'll find in actual European palaces, and white oak floors imported from Holland. To stay here during the peak summer months, you can expect to pay upwards of $800 per night. The Salt Spa is a 2-level operation with a brine lounge, Turkish bath, blowout bar, and nail studio. The rooftop garden has 2 hot tubs and a pool, and they provide complimentary motorcar service to the beach with beach tags, umbrellas, chairs, and towels included. Waterstar Grill handles the fine dining. Buckets Margarita Bar handles the less fine dining. Both are acceptable life choices. The Reeds is the kind of place that makes you feel like you're staying at a private club, except they actually let you in. Nobu Hotel Atlantic City opened in January 2024 as part of Caesars' $240 million renovation. And yes, it's that Nobu, the one with chef Nobu Matsuhisa, the one celebrities pretend they discovered first. The hotel occupies the top 3 floors of the Centurion Tower, with around 90 rooms depending on who's counting. Design is by David Rockwell, and the aesthetic is Japanese-inspired minimalism with 65-inch smart TVs and Nespresso machines, because subtlety has limits. Guests get access to 13 restaurants, including the world-famous Nobu restaurant. Signature dishes include yellowtail sashimi with jalapeno, rock shrimp tempura, and the black cod miso that people won't shut up about. There's an adults-only rooftop pool with ocean views and full access to the Caesars Casino, 129 gaming tables, and over 1,800 slot machines. Rooms during peak season can run you around $800 per night. But hey, if you lose enough on the casino floor, you might end up getting that comped. You have to be 21 to check in, and there's a hefty damage deposit because, again, nobody trusts you. Nobu Atlantic City is proof that AC is trying to rebrand from sad gambling to high-class gambling with good sushi. W Hoboken is Manhattan energy with Jersey pricing, sort of. This 220-room waterfront hotel sits steps from the PATH station, meaning you're 9 minutes from Manhattan, but sleeping in a place that's slightly less insane. The building is a 25-story glass and zinc tower that recently underwent a multi-million-dollar renovation. Rooms start around $300 a night for the most basic option. On a slower time of year, but they can quickly climb in price. The Fit Gym is 1,520 square feet with Hudson River views. Halifax Restaurant handles the food. Lulu's outdoor patio handles the vibes. The rooftop situation is solid. There are 37 private condominiums above the hotel floors, which means some people decided to just live here permanently. Pets are allowed up to 40 pounds with a $250 non-refundable fee, and valet parking is $50 a day. W Hoboken is for people who want the skyline view without the Manhattan price tag. And honestly, that math checks out. Envue Hotel in Weehawken is relatively new and absolutely committed to the Manhattan skyline aesthetic. This 11-story, 204-room waterfront property sits right by the Port Imperial Ferry Terminal, 10 minutes to Manhattan. The Nobu rooftop bar and restaurant has views that will ruin your phone storage. The Skyline Terrace is 25,000 square feet and can accommodate over 400 guests for events. There's an indoor infinity pool, Manhattan skyline view rooms at 428 square feet with floor-to-ceiling windows and parking at $22 a day, which is almost suspiciously reasonable. Fun historical note, Weehawken is where Alexander Hamilton and Aaron Burr had their duel in 1804. So you're staying in the same town where two founding fathers decided to shoot each other. Make of that what you will. Envue is the new kid on the waterfront, and it's not being subtle about what it's offering. The Westin Jersey City Newport is the four-diamond workhorse of the Hudson waterfront. 410 rooms, 19 suites, AAA 4-diamond certification, and a 3-minute walk to the Newport Path station. You're 9 minutes from Manhattan on a train that runs constantly. Rates swing wildly depending on day and season, but expect to spend at least $300 per night for a regular room on a normal day. There's an indoor lap pool, whirlpool, and the Westin Workout Fitness Studio. Fire and Oak handles the dining. The Westin Heavenly Bed is the brand's signature sleep experience, and they're not lying, those beds are serious. The property has over 20,000 square feet of event space. They're pet-friendly for dogs up to 40 pounds, 2 per room, but they can't be left unattended. And they provide Runner's World jogging maps, which is either thoughtful or passive-aggressive, depending on how you feel about cardio. The Westin Newport is corporate luxury done right, reliable, consistent, and convenient enough to justify the price. Finally, the MC Hotel in Montclair, which is the first full-service hotel to open in Montclair since 1938. That's 80 years without a real hotel, and someone finally fixed that. The 8-story, 159-room property opened in 2019 on a site that used to be a gas station. The building was designed by Dash Design's David Ashen to feel like a gallery space, and the art program is legitimately impressive. There's a 30-foot black and white mural by illustrators Ruben and Isabel Toledo, 6 original paintings by Montclair artist Siona Benjamin, local artists rotating through constantly. Rooms start around $300 a night. The Alto Rooftop Bar has Manhattan skyline views. Allegory Restaurant does shared plate multi-course dining. They even partnered with a 12-year-old Montclair candle maker called Rose & Co. to create exclusive hotel scents like Downtown Jazz and Uptown Gardens. The standout suites are built into the hotel's rotunda with curved glass exterior walls and sweeping views. Fret Italian sheets, pillow-top beds, valet parking at $40 a day. The MC is what happens when a town with genuine artistic identity finally gets a hotel that matches. Montclair waited 80 years, and they got something worth the wait. So there it is, the most expensive hotels in New Jersey. Places where the service is real, the amenities are legitimate, and the prices reflect it. Jersey's got some great stays. You just have to be willing to pay for it.